Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com. À École au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape École au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
So we're back on grammar. Hello. There is, there are. There isn't, is there, are there. So these are questions that we ask to talk about either something that exists or something that does not exist. Okay, there is, there are. So when do we use them? Oftentimes we get so confused as to when do we use there is and they are. Already we know that is about something singular. Are is about something plural. So if you're going to use, if you're going to make a sentence with nouns that are plurals, then it's better to say are. But if it's a singular thing, and then it's better off to say is. Okay, so it's something that exists that you say there is. There is a boy in my house. There is a dog in my compound. There is a pen in my bag. So those somethings that exist. But what if something does not exist? There isn't any book on the shelf. It doesn't exist. There's nothing there. And so there is, there are, could be grouped in. I put them in three categories, as always. The positive, there is. The negative, there isn't. And the questionnaire is there, are there. So you can flip it to turn it into a question. So these are the three categories: the positive, the negative, and of course negative because it's not. You know, this aren't is a contract. You know, we'll get to that. So there is, there are. There is, there are. There isn't, there aren't. Okay. Positive, it's always there is plus the singular noun. There is. They are plus a plural noun. Remember, we just did plural nouns. There is plus a non-countable noun. Non-countable noun, les choses qu'on peut pas compter. You use there is. Like for example, water, sand, rice, milk, juice, beer. Les choses qu'on peut pas compter. They call them uncountable nouns. You say there is. Okay? Because it stays the same. Milk stays the same. It's not milks. It's not sands. It's not sugars. It's not peppers. You know, those kind of things, they stay the same. It's not water, so it's water. You know, so uncountable stuff, they use there is because you cannot count them. Uncountable nouns. And so to use there is plus a singular noun. For example, there is a book on the shelf. A book, a singular noun. There is a book on the shelf. There are plus the plural noun. There are pens because this is plural. On the shelf. There are because it is. You use there are plus the plural noun in the positive. Si tu veux faire une phrase à façon positive, pas une phrase négative, an affirmation, you know, it's a positive. And then for encore, there is some milk, uncountable, parce que milk c'est lait, on peut pas compter lait. Okay? So there is milk in the fridge, dans le frigo. Okay? But what if it's negative? What would you put? Negative is the same thing. There isn't. There isn't simply means isn't. Simply means is not. Simple. Aren't. Simply means are not. It's just that it's contracted. Okay, it's contracted. It's a short form of writing. So there isn't plus a singular noun. Let's go. There isn't. Let's make the. There isn't any book on the shelf. That's a negative form. There isn't any book on the shelf. There isn't any book. Singular noun. Book. Okay? There isn't any. Il n'y a pas de livre sur la table ou sur l'étagère. Shelf, c'est l'étagère. Table, c'est le table. Fridge, c'est un frigo. They aren't plus the plural noun. They aren't. They aren't. Or they're not. Une fois de plus, any pens on the table. And then there isn't plus a singular noun. There isn't any milk in the fridge. Dans le frigo. So, any, it's actually used in a negative form. There isn't any person at home. There is no one at home. There isn't any book on the shelf. There isn't. If it's a negative, any. And so, if it's the negative form, any. There isn't any, singular noun, milk in the. And then question. If it's a form of a question, is there milk at home? Is there milk at home? C'est une question. Y a-t-il du lait à la maison? Is there juice at home? Y a-t-il? Is there? Y a-t-il? You know, are they? Are there any chocolates at home? Are there any chocolates at home, for example? Are there any chocolates at home? Y a-t-il du chocolat à la maison? Because it's are, so it has to be a noun that is plural. It has to be, because of are, it has to be a plural noun. But if it's is, it has to be a singular noun. So that is how you get to utilize or to know there is or they are. It means something that exists or something that does not exist. If it is something that exists, you have to figure out the different categories: affirmative, positive, negative, or question. Okay? And then when you get that, you will figure out when to use there is plus a singular noun, when to use there are plus a plural noun, when to use there is again on uncountable nouns: water, juice, milk, sand, whatever it is that you know you cannot count. Okay, you use again there is. But there isn't contractions. Okay, and so there aren't. And then the question from is there, are there. So I hope that this helps. Work on some examples. I will be sending you examples that you can use, and that will be very helpful too. Thank you.
Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com